Try to keep up with the time pressures. The challenges and opportunities for Sri Lankan engineering professionals in the emerging maritime hub. I think Professor Veerasinghe or Dr. Veerasinghe spoke about the hub concept, that particularly we may have to select certain specific areas, and maritime hub is one such area that has been selected. So, hope it is working. Is there a case for Sri Lanka in the maritime hub? There is a lot of debate, discussion, criticism. Some of the arguments that I might present will answer some of these issues. Yes, there is a strategic location convenience for Sri Lanka, where many sea lanes coming from many parts of the world are crisscrossing at Colombo. So this is one strong argument that is put forward by the proposers. Yes, it has an opportunity. This is also proven by the world shipping routes, by traffic density. If you take the yellow line is the maximum density, and Sri Lanka is again on the maximum density area. So there is an opportunity for Sri Lanka in that also. I'm going to bring a hypothesis that was presented by a very eminent person in shipping, particularly shipbuilding area. None other than Mr. Ueda, who is the chairman of, or rather the president of Class NK. He said he has seen in his life shipbuilding moving from Europe to Asia, particularly to Japan, and then gradually moving down to Korea and Far East. He said along with that, even shipping started moving from Europe to Asia. So much so that today, if you take the largest tonnage of vessels are in Japan, Korea, China, and other areas. You can see the green patch. European ship ownership is dramatically diminishing. So the entire shipbuilding has moved from Europe to Asia. This is another argument, that there is a shift of the shipping industry from west to the east and coming downward. And then his hypothesis is not only it moves from west to the east, it has started move from southwards, from west towards Dubai, Bahrain, the Gulf, and you see a lot of new facilities are coming up there. And then from Japan, Korea, it is coming down to Far East. So naturally, there is a great opportunity for Sri Lanka and India to be the next kind of potential area. So these arguments somewhat presents the case for Sri Lanka, and it looks positive. Now, how does the government of Sri Lanka looks it at from a macro policy kind of a framework? We are all aware of the 5-hub concept, and emphasis is given to the maritime hub, and then energy hub, aviation hub, the commercial hub, and the knowledge hub. So the maritime hub in particular talks about this requirement. And engineering definitely is an area where you need a lot of development and achievement, because I don't think that you can conquer or you can work on the maritime hub concept without engineering. These are some of the pictures that I have extracted from the port construction work that has been happening. This is not necessarily my area, but I thought I'll share. So these are huge challenges. Today we invite a lot of foreign contractors, foreign consultants, foreign designers to come and work in Sri Lanka. I know some of these are designed by Sri Lankans as well. There's a lot of involvement, but still we depend a lot on other countries to give this technology back to us. Now I move on to my own terrain. If you take the major attributes of the maritime hub, you will see ports, harbors, and navigation. I need not elaborate much. So much of development work is happening. Then comes shipbuilding, ship repairing, and logistics industry, where we are involved. This is one of those areas where the engineering knowledge, vocational education, and all that is put into testing. So these are some of the work that is being done at Colombo Dockyard. You will go into some more details in that later. Of course, maritime safety and emergency response is another area. This is the Defense University. So in order to develop the maritime hub concept, you must have safe water, safe sea, where these activities can take place. So definitely it has relevance. Then the offshore activities in oil, gas, other minerals explorations in the oceans, and Sri Lanka is having or going to have almost 20 times of the sea area, land area in sea. So definitely it has a potential. But to do that, I 100% agree with Dr. Veerasinghe, building capacity, particularly not only infrastructure, but building the HR capacity, building the vocational technologies, the practical engineers who can really get into work. So you see some of the pictures. Because of time scarcity, I am not going to go into that, but these are some of the challenges that we have to overcome. And we as a company, I am presenting my case through what has been done at Colombo Dockyard in order to entice perhaps the entire population here. We started 30 years back, or 40 years back rather, with very basic facilities. We didn't have any of these technologies or anything of that nature to start with. What you see over here is a keel laying, people getting ready for a keel laying of a ship. We don't have cranes or any of the latest technology. We had to wait till tea time, collect all the people, use manpower, just everyone get together and lay the keel. But of course, things have dramatically changed. Our initial approach had been building whatever we can. We started with 14-meter boats. I'm sure Dr. Vimalasiri is going to talk about planing hulls and hard chine boats. This is for the Sri Lankan Navy. Then 20. So these were initially detection of contraband. But the moment the extended economic zone came, we had to build bigger vessels. 40-meter vessel was a huge challenge for us in 1980s, 82, 83. I remember an anecdote. I heard from a senior Lloyd's surveyor that at that time President Jayawardena, who was the executive president of this country, wanted to know whether this vessel can be built in Sri Lanka because Colombo Dockyard was very eager to build it. So we put a bid into the process. Then he checked with this Lloyd's surveyor, can Colombo Dockyard build this? His straightforward answer was, no sir, I don't think they can. But he said, if you don't give them a chance, no one will. So if you want Colombo Dockyard to prosper, to start shipbuilding, give them an opportunity. Let them go through it and learn. And that's how we started the 40-meter project, which was a legendary project for us. But there are, of course, circumstances changes. There are many officers from the Sri Lankan Navy. We required high-speed littoral warcraft, more complex vessels. We infused early 90s technology from France to work on high-speed aluminum craft, and since then came up with series of vessels, almost 4 generations, 4 series, and the latest has been one of the best littoral crafts that we could have come out, and more than 40 vessels have been built using local engineering technology, local designs, local expertise. But we don't stop there. That's the point I want to make. This was a good opportunity for us to learn, practice what we have learned. We need to go beyond that. So we didn't stop there, we moved way beyond that. Now these are some of the projects we came up. Because being a hub, it is not only your country, you need to move further. These are some things we have done for Maldives. 35-meter vessels, 40-meter vessels out of aluminium. It's the same aluminium concept that we use for Sri Lanka, but not for littoral warcraft, but for a different purpose. Multi-day petrol boats have come up. Again, why only defense industry? Why not commercial industry? We moved into oil and gas industry. It requires faster movement of crews, technicians, etc. So we came up with concepts of crew boats using the same technology. Tugboats. We were building harbor tugs. Finally, we ended up building sophisticated tugboats for the oil and gas industry. What we do is, we don't try to invent the wheel. We look at not a particular product. We work with the systems theory. We look at equipment and explore how we can add value, how we can make it better. And that complexity is what made our product more acceptable in the international market. So today, we look at some of the vessels we built.
Colombo Dockyard PLC presents a new breed of multi-purpose platform supply vessels, optimized for eco-friendly operation in all weather conditions worldwide. The new platform supply vessel is 78 meters in length.
So what are the challenges for companies like us? or anyone who is trying to venture into this field. One is infrastructure. We spoke about that. Country-wise, we need infrastructure. Institutions-wise, also we need infrastructure, but that's not enough. Know-how and skill. I 100% agree with Dr. Veerasigna. This is a critical area. You may have infrastructure facility. We had dry docks for hundreds plus years, but you can't build ships because you have facilities. You need people who can understand the technology, who can deliver results. Capital expenditure, technology management, project management, cost management, quality management, SA management. There's a series of heaps of things that you need to go through. If you can't do that, then today we have just launched the largest vessel we have built is a 98-meter long 400 passenger vessel for the government of India. So to do these kind of things, some of the challenges comes through technological advancement. Technology moves forward while it's not stagnant. So we need to keep up with the technology challenges. Today we are looking at environmentally friendly vessel, more safer vessels, better fuel efficient vessel. So if you can't meet such requirements, you are no longer in business, because this is a commercial operation. It's not something that you have built and then allow future generations to earn. You have to justify whatever expenditure you do and then make business. Some are ship construction driven. Construction methodology is changed from what it was earlier. So how do we change even people like welders, fitters into building modern vessels? So consistent capital infusion is a necessity. So if you are not commercially viable, you will not be able to do that, most of the industries. This is a serious challenge. So you have to upkeep. Other countries are way above you in terms of technology. So you may have to bring in some of the latest technologies at very high cost if you want to compete internationally. Skills development, retention is a major challenge. The shipyards are now converting into knowledge-based industries from labor-intensive industries. Earlier it was high labor-intensive industries. We are still labor-intensive industries. But the future is for knowledge-based workers to work in this area. Naturally, these challenges are not without any opportunities. For me, challenges are like doors. If you can overcome, if you can open it, if you can look at what is beyond it, there is a bright future. So these are the opportunities that may come. We know in the domestic domain, there is a lot of discussion about offshore oil and gas exploration and mineral exploration. So we believe that we are in the right track toward that. Within the next 3 to 5 years' time, when these activities get rooted, deep rooted in Sri Lanka, we are a company that can definitely work along with it, competing internationally. Indian Ocean regional demand for Coast Guard and other fisheries protection and naval, maritime safety, these vessels requirement will definitely grow, and we are almost ready to deliver those vessels, including passenger transport. So we are preparing ourselves to meet the gap that is not filled by major players. So you need to position yourself also, where can you fit in this whole global exercise? Because if you try to be the topmost, maybe that is a very ambitious goal, but you may not be able to achieve it. But you need to pitch yourself. We also can't go with the lowest end, so maybe there is a position that you need to take. And we as an industry has done that. Last slide. This is not possible without efforts of a lot of people. And I know this is His Excellency the President visiting the opening of the new South Port. This tug was built by us. And so first, thanks to all national leaders who understood country's priorities without politics and gave us opportunities to perform for the last 40 years. Of course, the Sri Lankan Navy is present here, present as all past commanders who had confidence in local built vessels and gave us that opportunity amidst toughest challenges. They had to sacrifice lives, but they still trusted what we do. I think that's the best encouragement you can receive. Of course, the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, which gave us initial breakthroughs into tug building and other this thing. All our customers who has consistently keeping confidence on us. Above all Sri Lankan, I think we are a Sri Lankan company. They are always encouraging us. Every word of encouragement is supporting us to move forward. But last but not least, to all our employees, including our Japanese partners, who made it possible. Thank you very much. That's all what I would like to say.